Hi everyone, I'm Nicole Spitler. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing another Christmas decoration, but this time we're going to be decorating your horse. This is so popular and everyone loves to take pictures of their horse with Santa hats, but this is a little bit elevated and I think it's a lot nicer, especially if you're doing a more formal picture, but it's great for barn parties, or if you want to get together with your friends and you guys can all swap out and take pictures. So I'm going to show you how to make it. Obviously, you can also buy this in my shop, but let's get started. This particular garland that I'm doing is going to have plastic ornaments, but they're going to look nice, they're going to look real, but obviously we can't use glass because that would just be dangerous. This is a substantial garland and can also be converted into a wreath. I have a wreath converter kit as well, and I also have a video that I will link in the description below that shows you what you get with your kit and actually how to convert it into a door wreath. Okay, let's get started. So I'm probably going to be doing this differently than a lot of other people might be doing it, but this will give it a lot fuller look. I'm actually going to be starting with a piece of styrofoam and some really heavy duty, nice, thick garland that you can buy at any craft store. This is a little bit better than your average thin, regular garland. It's got a little bit more fluff to it. And so I cut it into about two 2-foot pieces, and I'm going to actually glue this into either side of the styrofoam. This is going to be thicker, and there's also going to be like more of a chest piece, and that's why I'm using the actual garland, because we're going to be filling this out a lot here and making it like a little bit of a teardrop shape. So I'm gonna put a lot of glue on that and like kind of stick that in really good, both sides. Okay, so this is what's going to go around your horse's neck, and then we're going to add a rope at the end, which will be adjustable so that you can change horses. You can use a big horse or a pony, doesn't really matter. It will fit either and every size. So I'm going to, of course, be using lots of different kinds of pine, and you can choose whatever pine you want. Obviously at Christmas time it's really easy to get all this stuff. And I'm just going to be kind of building this shape a little bit as well, using a little bit longer pine here. But once again, use what you like. And I'm going to be using some thicker pine sprigs to add the shape. This doesn't want to go in very well for some reason. This is just regular craft styrofoam. It's different than like what you think of as styrofoam, like peanuts. It's a different kind of styrofoam, and it melts when you put the hot glue in it, and then when it dries, it adheres everything really well. Okay, so these are just kind of some very basic, not super expensive pine sprigs that I cut the wire off at the end, and I'm going to put this in here. Once again, we're going to be making it really thick before we put the ornaments in. I'm just going to come a little bit in the middle here. Okay. Do the same thing to the other side. And eventually I'm going to twist the wire together a little bit so that it's not floppy. We want it to feel a little bit more secure. This is like breaking. Okay, and then I have another different kind of a pine sprig, and this is going to get me the bottom shape of the teardrop. You can see how it's going to come like this. Okay. definitely be careful with the wire, that it's nice and in the styrofoam so nothing will be poking out. At the end, I back it in this nice fluffy like faux fur so that the horse has something soft, because this is very scratchy obviously. So I'm going to kind of tie this. I'm going to use these tails of the pine and tie this in. And add a couple more pieces just to fill in where the holes are. Make sure it's really good in there. Yeah. Now some of this longer, really drapey stuff, which I love to use. I will go back in and just continue filling in as much as I like, and then I keep doing it even at the end. I'm going to kind of abbreviate how long this takes, because this can actually take quite a while to get it done. All right, so now I'm going to be doing a combination of some red bulbs, some like sugary looking icy bulbs like this, all of which are plastic, and I'm going to try to use a couple different sizes, a couple different shapes. So most horses tolerate this really well, but if your horse hasn't had something like this on them before, it's probably a good idea not to just throw it over their head or throw it over their neck, but to maybe rub them with it first and just let them know that it's okay and nothing scary is going to happen. It would not be good for your horse to take off with this running, even though, hey, I ride with this on sometimes, and a lot of people do stuff like that, so it will stay on, but you don't want your horse to be terrified of it. But most horses have no problems with this stuff, especially since they're used to being tacked up and things like that. But this is just such a great little holiday thing, especially if you're going to even be making your own Christmas cards. This would be perfect to dress up your horse. And I also do have a matching like flower crown that, you know, that can go with this, or I also have like a little thing that goes around their foot, and I have mane pieces and tail pieces, however extravagant you want to get. But of course you can make this yourself. It's pretty easy. It's not that difficult. It's a little time consuming, and of course there's a lot of components to it, but it's definitely a doable project that is something that you can either keep for the next year, or like I said, you can make this into like a door wreath. So it definitely has more than one what is the word I'm thinking of? I can't think of it. Has more than, you know, one use. You can do different things with it. My God, if you have a Great Dane, you can put it on your Great Dane. I'm also going to add some little like berries in here. And I'm just going to kind of like push that in there. I put a poinsettia in this one because the person that I'm making this for requested that I have a bigger flower in here. And everything I do, it's not always 100% the exact same. because that's basically impossible to just put everything in the exact same spot, but everything looks pretty much the same. This is probably going to need some more bulbs. I can see that right away. But I'm going to add these berries. These are like very glittery berries. I got these also at Hobby Lobby. But Michael's has some really good stuff this year too. So, and Joann Fabrics. Any of those places will do it. Look at this guy here. Just make sure you're shoving this into the styrofoam so you're not going to have anything poking through. Even though, like I said, I do back it so that it's not going to be scratchy against the horse. Now you can see how we're kind of building out the shape, and we're going to continue to make it thicker. And I'm going to go grab some more bulbs and a little more pine because this needs some more stuff. I'm going to put that, I think, right here. Okay, I'm going to try to even out the bulbs a little bit, the ornaments, not the bulbs. Put one here. Doesn't have to be exact, but we have like this glittery one over here, so I'll put one over here. Push that all in. And I've got these two glittery, these are my favorite kind, the ones that have all the sparkles. I'm going to put that a little bit going up the neck a little bit. And then we're going to continue to add some decorations coming up here. But I'm also going to need to add some thicker garland and pine up there. I'm gonna add this down here. This does not want to stay for whatever reason. And then I have a big magnolia, frosted magnolia, that I'm going to put back here because you're going to actually see this when it's draped over the horse's neck. So I don't want to have like an empty spot back there, even though you wouldn't think you're going to see it. You definitely are. Push that in there. And then I'm going to probably add another bulb right there. You can see how fancy this actually gets. And then I have this like frosted holly. And I'm going to add that up here a little bit. And I'm just going to continue to build it out this way. And then I'm going to show you how I attach the rope. I'm going to bring that out here. So I'm going to add more holly, and I'm just going to keep adding more pine out that way, and I'll add some more berries out this way. So it's going to be, obviously the big impact is going to be right here, and then it's going to kind of taper off. But I take this garland and I kind of put a loop in it. Okay, and I make sure that it's nice and sturdy. I tie it. And then I just take regular rope. Now you can use whatever you want, but the rope does kind of go with a little bit of the rustic theme, but it is definitely sturdy. Like, you'd have to use a very, very hardcore ribbon to make sure that it would stay and not break. So I don't like to do that. I just like to use this rope, and I will cover where this knot is. But basically I take the rope and I tie it this way over here, and then I knot it. Okay, I knot it here, and then I'll show you in a minute how you can make this adjustable. Okay, so I'm filling in the final touches here, and I will hang it up and then go look at it further and even fill it in more probably. But you'll see that I took these little small poinsettias and I put them over where the knots of the rope was tied, so that of course that we always want to hide our mechanics. So this is basically it. And then here, the rope, you just tie it. Okay, and then when you have a smaller horse, you tie it closer to here. When you have a bigger horse, you can either have no knot in the rope, or you can have it up higher. So this is why it's adjustable. But once again, I would definitely make sure your horse is not scared of this before you put it over their neck. And then at the very end, like I said, I'm going to just back it with this fluffy ribbon, and then it won't be scratchy for the horse. So I hope you enjoyed that. And I do have, I think, a video short of a little pony that's wearing this. And I might even be doing some other shorts with similar garlands. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I'm sure your horse will love it as well, to be featured in the postcard of your life, and your family members will enjoy the photos, I'm sure. All right, until next time, I will see you later. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Thank you.